Welcome, ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Friday, the 28th of April. Good to have you aboard. We are a Blue Wire podcast, presented as always by Anidjar and Levine, title sponsor of ZASLOW Show 2.0. If you're involved in an accident, Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys. That's the first call you make. You get an attorney on the phone immediately, right after you call 911. Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys. 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. None of ZASLOW Show 2.0 is possible without our pals at Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, who will make sure you get what you deserve. 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. We made it. We're here. It's the end of the week. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/@ZASLOWShow, you can see I'm not rocking the sunglasses today. I'm sans sunglasses today. My eye, let's see here. See, you can kind of look at it. It doesn't even look that bad now. It's a little bit swollen, you see, but I'm comfortable enough that, if you see me like this, it's okay. You may not even notice that anything's wrong. I got a sty. It's hideous, but I'm so much better than I was the last couple of days. Like, I can still feel the eyes kind of swollen, but my vision at least is not blocked, and it doesn't feel like I'm being poked in the eye, which was the case the last 48 hours. Non-stop feeling of being poked in the eye. So uncomfortable. I mean, I was at AEW Dynamite a couple nights ago wearing sunglasses. So stupid. And so I did the show yesterday for the video portion of the show wearing sunglasses, looking like a douchebag. So not doing that anymore. Very comfortable with how I'm looking right now. There you have it. Okay. Also going on today, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. You see I'm wearing my Pearl Jam shirt. That's right. Everybody could see that. And while I did score tickets through the Pearl Jam lottery, excuse me, to the show in Fort Worth, Texas in September, tickets are on sale right now on Ticketmaster, but only through verified fan pre-sale, and which is such a racket. I mean, it's impossible getting tickets for any show these days. And I'm on the wait list for the Pearl Jam fan pre-sale. Now, ZASLOW, why do you want to get tickets through the Pearl Jam fan pre-sale if you already got tickets through the 10 Club? I want to buy more tickets. Maybe I'll get even better seats than the one. I want more. I'm very greedy. So I got waitlisted for that. There's no chance I'm getting tickets. Even if I get off the wait list and they give me the code to get on, there's going to be nothing left. It is such a racket. There's no such thing as general on sale anymore. You have to have a code. Luckily, I'm Ticket Ninja. You have to have a code. You have to have access in order to get tickets for concerts. It's terrible. Now, the one thing I will say, so many Pearl Jam fans are bitching and moaning. So elite, like so entitled, so elitist. The one thing that Pearl Jam does great still, their tickets, I mean, go look what Taylor Swift is charging. And by the way, Taylor Swift doesn't need to charge what she's charging. She is selling out stadiums. All right, simple economics. Yes, charge what you know everybody's going to pay. That's fine. But more seats, the less you have to charge. Like, I went through this, remember, with the Final Four and the women's Final Four, when ESPN was being completely disingenuous, trying to pump up all the interest in the women's basketball, in the women's Final Four. And yes, there was clearly a lot of interest, but it was completely disingenuous the way that they were presenting it. They were showing you the lowest ticket price to get into the building for the women's Final Four was $200 some odd. The lowest price to get in for the men's was $60. Oh, the women are so popular, as such demand. No, the women are playing a smaller venue. The men are playing a stadium. So you don't have to charge as much when you're playing a stadium if you have more seats that are available for purchase. So go check out what Taylor Swift is charging with all these stadium shows. Pearl Jam's playing arenas. Now, they're all sold out, and they're like 90% Pearl Jam fan 10 Club members. Each ticket, $160. It's awesome. I mean, I saw what Springsteen's supposed to be the working class man. I saw what Springsteen charged for his show here at the Hard Rock. $160 a ticket for Pearl Jam. Now, I do remember the days I was in college, and to get your 10 Club tickets, You put $18 cash into an envelope and you send it off to the 10 Club and you hope you hear back. You hope you got tickets. So now it's $160, but still, go look at what other major acts are charging. By the way, for the best seats in the building. So $160, I'll take it. No problem whatsoever. But definitely not going to get through on Ticketmaster today. Anyway, we got a huge sports night. NFL draft started last night. We'll get to... I'm totally not dialed into the NFL draft. A lot of it has to do with last night because the Dolphins did not have a pick. I will have it on the small TV tonight because the Panthers obviously get big TV in the ZASLOW Mansion family room. But we'll have on the small TV, we'll have the NFL draft. We'll check out what the Dolphins are going to do tonight. But otherwise, yeah, I was not dialed in on the NFL draft last night. Now, I was keeping track on my phone. I watched the first few picks. Otherwise, I don't know these guys. I don't try and fool you. I'm not trying to sell you a bag of goods here like I'm some type of expert when it comes to the NFL. But we'll get to a little bit of that with big deal or not a big deal. You know we got big game, not a big game coming up. We're going to talk to our pal John Crotty. We'll get into a little Heat Knicks with him. We'll talk about how he experienced this series victory, essentially, mostly games 4 and 5, where the Heat took that ass. So we'll get Crotty on the show coming up, all right? We're going to have fun today. Tonight, it feels like could be tonight has so much potential to be a great night. Now, let me tell you guys, one of our great sponsors, Water Cleanup of Florida, they're out there right now trying to help you guys. If you got damage from the weather recently, if you've noticed a leak, you can't wait on this. You need to take care of it right away. And that's why I send you to my guys, the Greensteins, family friends, childhood friends, Water Cleanup of Florida. They have over 60 years of combined experience. They're going to handle any type of leak detection issue you may be having 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Call or text for immediate assistance, 954-900-8635. Water Cleanup of Florida is serving all the Tri-County area, Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach. You can follow them on Instagram, on Facebook. These guys are fully licensed, insured, and certified. They're going to bring in you don't have to bring in other contractors. They're doing the entire project from start to finish, all right? Water restoration, make sure you get this taken care of. Water Cleanup of Florida, we clean up your schmutz. All right, so tonight, so much potential to be great at FLA Live Arena. I don't have plans to go. As of yesterday, I was definitely not going because of my eyeball, but my eye's a lot better now. Like, if somehow I scored tickets, I would go at this point. I don't have plans to go. I'm planning on watching with a six-pack of Johnny Cuba in the ZASLOW Mansion family room, t-shirt, underwear, Johnny Cuba in my right hand. That's how we're planning on watching the Panthers tonight. They've been opportunistic this series, the Panthers. Now, they played their best hockey on the road. I mean, games 1 and 2, they outplayed Boston. Both those games, they got a split. They were outplayed game 5 in Boston, but they managed to take advantage of their opportunity. Big mistake by Linus Ullmark in goal. Matthew Tkachuk in overtime, and the Panthers are alive. How about that video, by the way? They're giving, the game puck. Brandon Montour must have gotten it last game. So he's standing up there in the dressing room. He gives it to Matthew Tkachuk. They're all clapping. Tkachuk gets up, says, all right, boys, take a good look and remember this room. We'll be back here for 7. Yeah! I think the Panthers are going to be great tonight. I really do. I expect a great performance from your favorite little hockey team tonight. So that's a 7:30 start, not the usual 7 o'clock start. 7:30 start. Looking very forward to that. And if you get a game 7, anything can happen in game 7. Can the Panthers come back? Not only can the Panthers take out the number 1 seed, an historic number 1 seed, but they're going to have to do it by coming back 3-1. And they'll have to do it by winning 3 out of 4 in Boston. So unlikely. Look, we're worrying about tonight, game at a time. And the fact of the matter is, the Panthers are 0-2 in this series at home. Can the Panthers win 1 home game this series? And I think they can. So if the Panthers can win 1 home game this series, you got a chance for an all-time historic upset. Just like your favorite little basketball team pulled off this week. All right? It's right there for the taking. It's going to be hard as hell, but it's right there for the taking. All right. I want to give you a few things on the Heat. Shout out to my guy Colin at Sheets and Giggles. Everybody knows you can get 25% off right now if you use the promo code HEAT at checkout. Go to sheetsgiggles.com, sheetsgiggles.com/Zaslow. He's trying to send me to some more games this round. We'll see how that works out. We know that Sheets and Giggles and Colin sent me and my son to Game 3 last round, Heat in Milwaukee. Obviously, the Heat won. Sheets and Giggles, tremendous sponsor on ZASLOW Show 2.0. They care about the environment also. No pesticides, no insecticides. They're using less energy. They're using less water. And these are the most comfortable, breathable, softest sheets you've ever had in your life. You'll never shop anywhere for your bed sheets once you go to Sheets and Giggles. sheetsgiggles.com. So, Heat and Knicks, we'll talk to Karate about it. Super pumped up. Every series, see, I get to experience this now as an adult because 2013, that was not Heat Knicks. It's not the same. This feels, and a big reason it feels like it is because, like, you don't know who's going to win. 2013 was inevitable. The big three Heat are going to kick the shit out of the Knicks. This is going to be a battle like 97 through 2000 was. And every one of those series, if you're young, they all came down to the final game. They all came down to the final game in Miami. So this is the first time ever the Knicks have home court advantage in a Heat-Knicks series. Now, they played a total of 5 times. The Heat have won 2, but during the golden era of Heat-Knicks, the Heat only won 1 out of those 4. Every series had its big singular moment that we all remember. 1997, I was there for this. 1990, I was sitting way up top behind the basket, Miami Arena. I was 16 years old in 11th grade. P.J. Brown flips Charlie Ward Game 5. You get all the suspensions. He'd come back from a 3-1 deficit. They were like the 7th team ever to come back from a 3-1 deficit. So you got P.J. Brown, Charlie Ward Game 5 in 97. In 98, in Game 4, this was a first round series, 2 versus 7. In 98, you got the Alonzo Mourning-Larry Johnson fight. And as Alonzo's being escorted off the court, and the Knicks won that game to force Game 5, as Alonzo's being walked off the court by Pat Riley looks at him, do you know what you just did? Do you understand what you've done? And what he means is, of course, Alonzo and Larry Johnson were both suspended. Jeff Van Gundy was wrapped around Zoe's leg. Everybody knows that. You're going to see that video a ton leading up to Game 1 on Sunday, especially because Sunday's on ABC, and I'm sure Jeff Van Gundy's on the call with Breen and Mark Jackson. And then, of course, the Heat went on and they lost Game 5. 1999, Allen Houston. Game 5, number 8 seed. Second time ever that a number 8 seed beat number 1 was the Allen Houston shot in Game 5, rips our hearts out. And then in 2000, Game 7 in Miami, Jamal Mashburn passes to Clarence Weatherspoon at the very end of the game. Weatherspoon freaks out, misses a foul line jumper, and then you got the phantom timeout as Latrell Sprewell is falling out of bounds. They grant him a timeout, which both Sprewell and Marcus Camby, who were both standing right there, acknowledged they never heard anyone call timeout. But of course, that's mostly remembered for Mashburn and Weatherspoon. Every series, 3 straight Knick wins. Every series had their singular major moment. And I think we're headed toward a big-time series, which Heat or Knicks are going to be in the East Finals. Think about that before the playoffs started, right at the beginning of the playoffs. The Heat or the Knicks are going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's awesome. I want to give you a little bit of Max Strus. Max Strus was on the Levitard show yesterday, and let me give you first, here's Max Strus. Pablo Torre, he asks Max Strus just about how amazing Jimmy Butler is.
Max, I have a fundamental question about how much you are marveling at Jimmy Butler in the way that clearly fans are. What's it like to watch that as close as possible?
It's unbelievable. What he's doing right now, the way he's playing and what he's capable of, nobody can stop him. Honestly, he's the best player in the world right now, in my eyes. He's unguardable, he's unstoppable, and he's simply just carrying us on his back throughout that whole series, and hopefully throughout.
I'm telling you, I think Budenholzer's fired. It was incompetent coaching from the timeouts, not having Lopez in at the end of the game, the using your challenge in the first quarter when probably would have liked to have it on that Giannis fouling Strus on the three-pointer at the end of overtime. Let me give you one, and now this here is the money clip. I mean, Jimmy's amazing, but this here is the money clip that I'm talking about, where Max Strus is asked about Budenholzer. Did they know that, they had timeouts left?
Yeah, honestly, we were all questioning it. At the regular end of the regular time, Spo came in the huddle. He was like, they didn't call a timeout. Like, what are we doing? Like, they didn't call a timeout. And we were like, we didn't even know they had a timeout. We just figured they did it, the guys on the court. But, yeah, we were all kind of questioning what was going on. But thankfully, they didn't use it.
I like the honesty there from Strus. I mean, Coach Spo probably is going to love that Max Strus mentioned how Spo is questioning what he's doing. But love the honesty there from Strus. And, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. The game ended in regulation ended and overtime ended without the Bucks getting a shot off and eating a total of 3 timeouts. It's unbelievable. So that's Sunday. Get your rest in. Get your rest. All right. So we're at that point now, because I want to tell you when the game's on. There's a lot happening here. Got the NFL draft too. A lot going on. So you're probably saying to yourself, Zaslow, I gotta know. It's Friday. You got karate coming up, but I can't wait any longer. Is it a big game? Or is it not a big game? Big game or not a big game? That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Big game or not a big game, always brought to us by Brunt Insurance. From Pensacola to the Keys and beyond, Brunt Insurance and Financial Services delivers that comprehensive insurance and financial solutions tailored to your needs. I've been using Brunt Insurance to help cover my home. I got homeowners insurance through them. I've been with them for about 10 years now. And since 2013, Brunt Insurance has specialized in not just home insurance, auto insurance, life insurance. You need renters, condo. What about for your boat, motorcycle? Look, the market's really confusing. 954-589-2204. Fully licensed staff, whatever area you're calling from. They have the entire state of Florida covered. Brunt Insurance will take care of you. You want to get Greg Brunt himself on the phone, you got a question directly for the man? That's how I do it. 954-589-2204. Again, bruntinsurance.com, 954-589-2204. Let's get to big game or not a big game. Big game or not a big game. First up, tonight, 6:40 p.m., Bally Sports, Florida. Chicago Cubs at Miami Marlins. Now, the Marlins, they avoided a 4-game sweep yesterday by putting a 5 spot on the Braves in the top of the 9th. So the Marlins, back home, looking for back-to-back wins. Boog Shambi, all-time great Chicago Cubs play-by-play man. He's in town. Is that enough to make this a big game? No. This is Marlins Cubs, not a big game. Big game or not a big game? All right. Tonight, 7:30, Bruins at Panthers Game 6. Bally Sports. Steve Goldstein, Randy Moeller. Who else would you rather have on the call? Sergei Bobrovsky. He's got some momentum here. Great performance in Game 5. Can the Panthers win one home game this series to put the #1 Boston Bruins on the brink? Will Alexander Barkov finally show up? He has no goals this series. The Panthers need him. They need their best player. Kachuk's their best player. They need their best player to come up big in the worst way. Bruins at Panthers, Game 6. That's a big game. You know it. Big game or not a big game. Tonight, 8 p.m. Fox. WWE SmackDown. This is the WWE Draft. It starts tonight. It continues Monday on Raw. You got the NFL Draft on one channel. You got the WWE Draft on another channel. What a night. WWE SmackDown. That's a big game. All right. Tonight, 8 p.m. ESPN. NFL Draft Round 2. The Miami Dolphins have the 20th selection, I believe it is, in Round 2. Who are they going to take? I don't know. You may be listening to this tonight. You're listening in the future. You may know who they take. You have more information than I do. I don't know who they're going to take. That leads to an element of surprise and suspense and anticipation. NFL Draft Round 2, that's a big game. All right. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m., Apple Plus. Inter Miami, rocking a 5-game losing streak. We're not counting the win a couple nights ago in that tournament where they beat Miami FC. At Columbus, can they stop this losing skid? Is Phil Neville going to get fired if they keep losing? Inter Miami at Columbus. Now, you know, I'm an inaugural season ticket holder for Inter Miami. This is not a home game. It's not a big game. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. Finally, I got time for one more for you here before we get to karate. Sunday, 1 p.m., ABC. That's the American Broadcasting Company. Miami Heat at New York Knicks, Game 1, Eastern Conference semifinals. The rivalry renewed. The Heat win in 97, Knicks 98, Knicks 99, Knicks 2000, Heat 2013. But this has got that old school Heat Knicks feel to it. Live from the Garden. Can the Heat get one of these first two games? The answer is yes. Yes, they can. I expect the Heat fully to get one of these two games. I don't care if it's Game 1. I don't care if it's Game 2. If it's Game 1, let's get greedy. I don't care which one it is. The Heat will come down to Miami tied at a game apiece, stealing home court advantage. Will it be this Sunday? We'll find out. Heat at Knicks, Game 1. Gonna take that ass. You know what that means. That's a big game. That's bad news for the Knicks. That's what I'm talking about. And that right there is another edition of Big Game or Not a Big Game, brought to us by Brunt Insurance. Make sure your home is covered. 954-589-2204, bruntinsurance.com.